Hi, my name is Mike Ferguson from Intelligent Business Strategies. I want to tell you about my two-day data warehouse modernization class. For many companies today, we're dealing with data warehouses that have been around for many, many years, maybe as much as 15, even 20 years. Those systems have typically been built on premises. And a lot has changed in that time in the area of data and analytics. And so what a lot of companies now want to do is to upgrade, if you like, or modernize their data warehousing systems in order to take advantage of a number of new technologies and approaches that are out there today that were never around in the days when those systems were built, and particularly cloud computing. And so I have a two-day class that walks through, you know, let's look at your data warehouse and what is it that may need to be modernized, and how would you go about doing that? So we look at the traditional data warehouse and the kind of strengths and weaknesses of that, all the new demands being placed upon it by new data sources emerging, new kinds of analytical workloads, machine learning in your data warehouse, for example, other forms of data, streaming data, real-time data warehousing, and how do you handle complex semi-structured data in data warehouses, maybe even deal with unstructured data, integrating with the data in your data warehouse. How do you handle all these things? And what about speeding up our ability to process and integrate data? What are all the new techniques and mechanisms that we can take advantage of in order to modernize your data warehouse? So this two-day class goes into a number of areas. First of all, we're going to look at, why is it the data warehouse modernization is needed? Then we're going to look at, well, what are the requirements to be able to do that? Everything from looking at data modeling and accelerating your ETL processing and your whole data engineering side of it, looking at cloud-based computing, looking at accessing external data from within your data warehouse, looking at real-time data warehousing and shortening the development time to build data warehouses, and also to take advantage of technologies like data virtualization, data fabrics, data catalogs, machine learning, cloud computing. How do we do all of that and build out our data warehouse to take advantage of all of these technologies? So we're going to go in and look at modernizing, modern data modeling techniques and comparing kind of, let's say, traditional ways of doing data warehouse data modeling with some of the more modern approaches to doing that, and how that could perhaps enhance and build upon what you've already done within your data warehouse. We're going to look at how do you modernize your ETL processing, and if there's been any area that's changed dramatically in the last decade, it's got to be around data engineering and all kinds of new things emerging there. And particularly, we're going to look at the idea of producing data products in a data mesh and how that can work with a data warehouse and other analytical workloads, how we can bring together data warehouse and data lakes together, the kind of lake house idea. How can we shorten the time of to build data warehouses using so rapid development techniques such as data warehouse automation? We're going to be looking at cloud computing and how can you take advantage of cloud computing, and more importantly, also how do you migrate your existing data warehouse to a cloud rather than have to start again and rebuild over there. So we'll look at the challenge of migrating and what you need to think about to be able to migrate your data warehouse to the cloud, a whole approach to being able to do that, and tools to help you to move to those cloud data warehousing environments, whether that happens to be AWS Redshift or Google BigQuery or Microsoft Synapse or Snowflake or IBM Cloud or Teradata on Cloud, whatever your platform that you've chosen is. We're going to look at that, look at even other techniques, lake houses such as Delta Lake from Databricks or Apache Iceberg. And we'll also look at how do you simplify data access in order to give you more flexibility on the front end, and to bring together the worlds of data science and business intelligence, and use things like data virtualization to modernize your data architecture, perhaps simplify that, move away from physical data marts to virtual data marts, introduce virtual data sources, a whole range of different things that we can do with data virtualization here, and create a common semantic layer across multiple tools. So a broad range of things to think about packed into two pretty heavy duty days, but hopefully at the end of it, you'll come out with a range of different techniques that you can use to modernize your warehouse and choose the ones that are most appropriate for your business needs. Okay, so I hope you can join me for data warehouse modernization. Thanks.